You've heard your birds chirp and chatter, but what if they're actually warning each other about dangers in your own backyard right now? What if those calls are a secret language you're not supposed to understand? What if knowing what they're saying could save your birds and change how you see your backyard forever? Welcome back to Backyard Bird Secrets. Subscribe before you leave because the way birds communicate about danger is far more complex than you ever imagined. Stay until the end because there's a moment that will make you see your feathered neighbors in a completely new emotional light. Number 1. The secret language of chickadees is a remarkable example of avian communication. Black-capped chickadees use a unique seat call to alert others to predators like hawks, even when they're not in immediate danger. This call is not just a sound, it's a message that travels through the forest, warning nearby birds of potential threats. What this means for you is that your yard might be part of a larger network of chickadees communicating in real time. These tiny birds are not just reacting to danger, they're informing their entire neighborhood. It's like having a hidden alert system right in your backyard. Studies from the University of Washington reveal that chickadees can recognize the specific calls of up to 12 different predator types. This incredible ability allows them to distinguish between a hawk, a fox, or even a cat, each with a unique warning call. The sounds are not only distinct, they're also highly effective, traveling up to 100 meters in dense forest areas. What this means for you is that the calls you hear might be coming from far away, yet they still reach your yard with remarkable clarity. This system is so advanced that it's almost like a language, with each note carrying specific meaning. Your chickadees are not just birds, they're sophisticated communicators. The calls can travel up to 100 meters in dense forest areas, allowing birds to warn others even when they're out of sight. This incredible range means that chickadees can coordinate with neighbors far beyond their immediate vicinity. What this means for you is that your yard might be a key point in their communication network, unnoticed but essential. You're not just watching birds, you're witnessing a complex system that has evolved over centuries. The next time you hear a sharp seat call, you'll know it's more than just a sound. It's a message from the forest. And just imagine what other secrets your backyard might be hiding. Number 2. The complexity of avian alarm calls reveals a hidden language in your yard. Birds like the great tit use distinct calls, such as the cleareg sound, to signal specific threats, like a hawk or a snake. This precision allows researchers to decode the exact danger each call represents. Imagine your bird speaking in a code you can almost understand. What this means for you is that your backyard is part of a larger, interconnected network of avian communication. The language of alarm is not limited to one species, and it's evolving in real time. Birds like the European starling can recognize alarm calls from other species, creating a shared language of danger. This remarkable ability was documented in a 2018 study in PNAS and shows how birds work together to survive. In your yard, this cross-species communication might be happening right now, unnoticed. It's as if the forest has its own emergency network, with each bird playing a role. What this means for you is that your birds are not just reacting, they're part of a broader, intelligent system. Their calls are more than sounds, they're messages system. These shared alarm calls have even been used in conservation to warn birds of human threats, like drones or intrusions. Researchers have found ways to mimic these calls, helping birds avoid danger before it arrives. It's a glimpse into a world where birds are not only surviving but adapting to new challenges. What this means for you is that your yard is a place where science and nature intersect in surprising ways. As you watch your birds, you might be witnessing the next chapter in this incredible story of survival, and it's just beginning. Number 3. How birds warn about food sources and predators is a hidden language in your yard that you can learn to understand. Birds use calls not only to communicate with each other, but also to send precise messages about danger or opportunity. For instance, the black-capped chickadee's chickadee call gives clues about the size and speed of a predator, as noted by the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. This means your birds are constantly sharing information with one another, shaping the safety of your backyard. What this means for you is that by listening closely, you can become part of this natural network of awareness and protection. The next time you hear these calls, you may be hearing a story unfolding right in your yard that you can learn to understand. The red-eyed vireo's wee call serves a different but equally important purpose. It alerts other birds to the presence of humans nearby, even from a distance. This level of communication shows how deeply birds are attuned to their environment and how they use sound as both a tool and a language. These calls can be so precise that they've been studied to help manage bird populations in urban areas, where human presence is constant and sometimes disruptive. What this means for you is that your birds are not only watching you, but also teaching you about their world. The next time you hear a vireo's call, consider it a message that your yard is being carefully observed and protected. It alerts other backyard as a place of both danger and discovery. The calls of birds are like invisible threads that weave through your yard, binding together every creature and moment. These signals are not only about survival, but also about cooperation and shared awareness. What this means for you is that by tuning in, you can learn to interpret the subtle warnings and invitations that your birds are constantly sending. Whether it's a predator approaching or a new food source appearing, your birds are speaking in a language that you can understand if you listen closely. And as you begin to notice these patterns, you'll find that your yard becomes more than just a place to watch birds. It becomes a living classroom filled with voices that tell stories of survival and trust. What will you hear next in this ongoing dialogue with the birds of your yard? Number 4. The role of alarm calls in bird survival is a hidden hero in the world of backyard birds. These sharp, high-pitched sounds are not just random noises. They are vital signals that can mean the difference between life and death for your feathered neighbors. When a bird spots a predator, it emits an alarm call that instantly alerts others in the vicinity. This communication network can help your birds avoid danger, keep their young safe, and even deter predators from entering your yard. What this means for you is that your yard is not just a place for birds to rest, but a community where they rely on each other to survive. Understanding alarm calls can deepen your connection to the birds that call your yard home. The Phoebe call of the eastern bluebird is a prime example of how specific alarm calls can serve as a warning system. This call is not just for bluebirds. It is understood by a wide range of birds and even small mammals in the area, creating a shared language of survival. In environments where predators like hawks or snakes are common, these calls help birds escape harm by allowing them to flee or hide. What this means for you is that your yard may be part of a larger network of wildlife communication. By observing these calls, you can better understand the challenges your birds face daily. The University of Michigan has noted that these calls can increase survival rates by up to 30% in high-risk areas, a testament to their importance in nature. Conservationists had even begun to use these alarm calls in innovative ways, helping birds adapt to human-made threats like roads or urban expansion. By mimicking these calls, they can train birds to recognize new dangers and respond accordingly. What this means for you is that your yard could be a part of this effort, offering a safe haven where birds can thrive. But the story of alarm calls is far from over. As we move forward, we'll uncover how these sounds shape the behavior of birds in even more unexpected ways. Stay tuned to learn how your backyard plays a role in this intricate network of survival. Number 5. Understanding the calls in your own backyard can unlock a whole new world of bird behavior right outside your window. Every time you hear a sharp pip pip pip, it's not just a sound, it's a message. The white-breasted nuthatch uses this call to warn its neighbors of approaching dangers, like a swooping hawk. These calls are like the language of the forest, revealing secrets of survival and cooperation. What this means for you is that by simply paying attention, you can become a part of this hidden network of communication. Your yard is not just a place to watch birds. It's a stage for their conversations. Your yard is not just a place to watch birds. Imagine standing in your own backyard with a simple audio recorder, capturing the calls of birds that have lived in the area for generations. A 2022 study from the Audubon Society showed that birders can map these calls, identifying patterns and meanings unique to their local ecosystem. Each chirp, click, and whistle carries information about food sources, dangers, and even social hierarchies. What this means for you is that you can transform your yard into a personal field laboratory, learning about your feathered neighbors in ways that go beyond mere observation. These calls are a window into the lives of birds that are often just a whisper away. These calls are not random. They are the result of intricate communication strategies that have evolved over millennia. By listening closely, you can begin to recognize the subtle differences between a territorial song and an alarm call, just like a seasoned birder. What this means for you is that you're not just a passive observer, you're an active participant in the story of your yard. As you learn to interpret these sounds, you'll be able to track changes in bird behavior and even notice the arrival of new species. And just imagine what other secrets you might uncover as you continue to explore the language of birds. Because this is only the beginning to explore the language of birds, because this is only the evolved over millennia. Number 6. What your birds are telling you right now is a language of sound and survival that plays out every day in your own backyard. From the sharp alarm calls of a chickadee to the soft chatter of sparrows, these vocalizations are messages and a code that your birds use to warn each other of danger or signal the presence of food. You might not hear the entire conversation, but every call carries meaning that shapes the lives of the birds around you. What this means for you is that you're not just a passive observer, you're part of an ecosystem where every sound matters. By listening closely, you can begin to decipher the language of birds and gain a deeper connection to nature. This is just the beginning of what you can learn from the avian voices in your yard. Each bird call is a unique piece of information, and some species, like the American robin, have evolved to make distinct sounds based on the time of day and the type of threat they face. A short, sharp call might mean a hawk is nearby, while a longer, more melodic one could signal a safer moment. These subtle differences are like the bird's way of saying, "Watch out," or "It's safe to feed." Understanding these nuances can help you recognize patterns and even predict changes in the bird population around your home. What this means for you is that you have the power to become a citizen scientist, contributing to the study of bird behavior without leaving your yard. These subtle differences are like the bird's way of saying, "Watch out." By paying attention to these calls, you're not only learning about the birds, but also helping scientists track how bird populations are responding to environmental changes. What this means for you is that your backyard is a living classroom where you can learn about nature in real time. As you begin to recognize the voices of your local birds, you'll start to see your yard as a place of constant activity and communication. The hidden world of birds is just beginning to reveal itself to you, and with every call you hear, you're one step closer to understanding it. What will you discover next? You stand there, breath caught in your throat, the weight of grief heavy on your shoulders. The cardinal stares back, its crimson feathers glowing in the dim light as if it knows the sorrow in your heart. You feel a presence, not of the bird alone, but of the love it carries with it. It's as if the one you lost is whispering through its silent perch, reminding you that love doesn't end when life does. In that moment, you are not alone. You are held by something greater than science can explain, and for the first time in a long while, you feel peace. As the cardinal flits away, you feel something shift inside you. It's not just the bird, it's the memory, the love, the unspoken words that now find their way into the silence. You begin to understand that grief is not the end of love, but a transformation of it. You feel the presence of the one you lost, not as a shadow, but as a light guiding you forward. In the quiet of the backyard, you find a place where science and soul meet, and you are comforted by the belief that love, in all its forms, is eternal. Has a bird ever visited you in a way that felt like more than coincidence? I'd love to hear your stories in the comments. Whether it's a moment of quiet understanding or a call that made you pause, share it with us. I'll see you in the next one.